I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Entire hour. Are you pouring coffee? Daniel, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
told me that you're 2 minutes away. When are you going to be
In
here?
like five minutes.
5 minutes?
Daniel?
Mm-hmm. Oh! Ladies, we're ready.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Congratulations. When are you due?
Good day with Daniel Bennett.
Good day. Well, welcome. Today's going to be a good day. My name is Daniel Bennett, and welcome to Good Day with Daniel Bennett, I guess. And today is a weekend special. So this episode today is actually going to be a two-parter. We're going to do first half today, next half tomorrow with the same guest. And so we're going to get to dive in a bit more into more topics. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, the theme of this show really is that no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in life, in your day, the whole thing, you can choose to have a good day today. We get to decide. Every single day has the exact same potential to be an amazing day. We still get to know God, right? We still get to live life with Him. We get to choose what's going on the inside of us. We can't control everything that's going on outside of us, but we're pilgrims in this world. We're in this world, but not of this world. So whatever's happening on the inside is really from where we're really from, right? It's from the kingdom that we're part of for real. And so, again, we can't control the outside. We don't need to still have a good day. It's going to be awesome. We can grow, we can learn. This is going to be more of a lighthearted talk show. And so we're just going to be chatting. We're going to be talking about all kinds of topics, whatever we feel like talking about with the guest, and just anything interesting. So it'll just be kind of hanging out with you, enjoying the day. And so I'm excited about our special guest today. So we'll get to that in just a moment.
Life is tougher than an overcooked $2 steak. But keeping a good attitude, well, that just keeps it all in perspective. How to stay positive in a negative world. Log on to gooddaygtn.com to get your free copy today.
Welcome back. Today our special guest is Miss Melissa Vasquez, I believe. Is how you say it, right? And so I don't actually know your official title because I just see you doing all kinds of things. Can you tell us your title and a bit about yourself and what you do here, but also a bit about your background?
Absolutely. I am the Creative Director of Communications.
Awesome.
So that basically means anything that has any sort of like production value or in need of basically decor or anything to really heighten an experience here, whether it be a conference or whether it be something for the students. I'm sort of in charge of making sure that happens.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I want to talk to you about that more soon, because you're fantastic at it, of like creating an atmosphere.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just like, oh, decoration, but it's the overall experience.
Exactly,
So
yes.
I love that. So I definitely want to chat with you about that more in a bit, but we've got videos first.
Awesome.
Then we'll talk about whatever.
All right,
And so we've got a few videos to look at right now. Yeah, we don't know what they are, so I guess we'll see.
Today I'm auditioning for a movie in Hollywood and I could not be more nervous. 11-year-old Vera dreamed of starring in a movie, but she did not get a single callback after a year of trying. 7 months ago I submitted my self-tape for this role, but SAG-AFTRA was on strike and the casting director told me they would have to pause the process. 2 weeks ago I got an email inviting me to the callback audition for this movie, which means they liked my self-tape. This is my first serious callback. Oh my gosh. I had a million thoughts racing through my mind. What if they don't like me? Do I even belong here? But I already accomplished 2 pretty cool things. First is I gave myself a chance by showing up to the audition and doing my best. And 2, I captured some really cool content to share with you. I really made 11-year-old Vera proud. Put your prediction in the comments. Do you think they like me?
So this is much more, you have much more experience probably with this kind of thing. Mine's all vicarious, imaginary from movies, stuff like that. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm proud of you, whoever you are. Good job. You know, it's all about showing up. She's absolutely correct. A lot of people, you know, have dreams of doing something and they don't actually put steps to it, whether it's because they have analysis paralysis or because they just don't have what it takes, but they don't realize that half of it is just showing up. Because so many times people have all these excuses on why they can't do something that it turns out that it's the people that show up that get the part. So I have a lot of experience auditioning for stuff. Before I started working here, I was an actress in New York for a little bit, and then I worked for Disney, and then for a theme park called the Holy Land Experience in Orlando. So I can definitely relate to what she's talking about. Movie auditions are a little bit different than theatrical auditions, but they're just as nerve-wracking, honestly, because everyone's eye is on you. But I heard someone say that as long as you show up as your authentic self, you know, they can't be mad at you because you just showed up as yourself. Yeah.
So how are they? I didn't know that they'd be very different. So how's theatrical auditions? How's that different than movie?
Well, theatrical auditions, most times they have something that we lovingly call a cattle call, which basically is like everybody and their mother shows up. And you just sit in a room with a bunch of people and we're all warming up together. We're all saying what other stuff we've done together. And then one by one you go in, you sing your 16 bars of song, you leave your headshot and say thank you. Movie auditions are different in that usually you do have to submit a self-tape to see if they even like you to begin with. And then you get an appointment if they want to call back like she was talking about. So it's a little bit more structured in that sense, but yeah.
That's interesting. I see similarities because, sorry, I need to get to the next video, but but I haven't interviewed for a job in a long time.
Okay.
But since the last time I interviewed, I've interviewed a lot of people. So I interview people a lot for different positions, things like that. And I try to delegate when I can, but for important ones, I still jump in and do lots of interviews. And as soon as I started interviewing, I realized I'll never be the interviewee the same way again. Because like you just see it very differently. Once you understand like, oh, this is what, they're just looking for different things. Yeah, don't take it as personally, but also here's what they are looking for. You know, so it's like, yeah, just be yourself. You know, you want them to reject you if you're not right for the part.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, yeah, don't pick me if I don't fit the vision, if I'd stick out like a sore thumb. And so, you see it a bit differently when you're on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can jump to the next video. So.
Awesome.
Make me say, you the one I like, come on, put your body on, might, keep it up all night, don't let me down, all night, give me mad love, all night, give me mad love, all night, give me mad love, yeah, don't let me down, all night, give me mad love, all night, give me mad love, all night, give me mad love, yeah, don't let me down, you come over, we could chill, tell each other how we feel. But baby, know I love the thrill when you put it down. I'm alright on my own, but with you I'm in the zone. One shot, don't let it go. You better put it down, 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 down. Make me say, you the one I like. Come put your body on might. Keep it up all night, night. Don't let me down, down, down. All night, give me mad love. All night, give me mad love. All night, give me mad love. Yeah, don't let me down, down, down.
I have a feeling this isn't a video we would have picked if Andrew were my guest.
She was really good.
Yeah, no, that's impressive.
Yeah.
My daughter, like from early on, like she just loved makeup, but not nearly that intense, right? So it's just basically she would get into my wife's makeup. One time she got into my wife's permanent lipstick and just put it all over her face. And she's like, look at me. You know? Anyway, I don't know. So you also do, or you've done makeup.
I also help with the makeup.
Yeah, because you've done like realistic injury, like you do it all, right?
Yeah. I started really doing makeup a lot more often when I started working here. Like before, I would do my makeup and occasionally other people's makeup, but here I was like, okay, so we're on board for this.
Yeah.
You did fantastic, by the way. We're hiring. No, I'm joking. But she did a really good job. I just love watching. I don't know, like, yes, I do makeup. But what I want to say is like, kids nowadays pick up things so much faster than we did that it's insane to me. And I just love that this mom gave this her daughter the opportunity to just start in her artistry, because makeup is truly like an art form. So she, it's not only about like image and yes, but it is also, a form of art. So it's really impressive to see, someone of that age be already basically pro.
Yeah, I know. You watch these days, it's like you watch kids do stuff and you're like, I should just give up.
Yeah,
because
like,
they get so
catch
good.
up with that.
Yeah, it's like, how do you compete with somebody who's been doing this from that age? She won't remember not knowing how to do certain things.
Yeah, for real.
It's pretty wild. It's kind of like when I was growing up, it was rare for people to be able to do backflips. Like if you could do a backflip or a front flip, you probably were a gymnast or a cheerleader or something like that. And now it seems like everybody can do it.
Yeah.
Seems it's like people are learning things faster and faster, and more people can do it. And yeah, stuff like that where you're like, how'd you learn that so good?
The internet. I blame the internet. I think that's what it is, honestly, because there's so many like tutorials and so many things that you can watch just to learn something step by step and it just be broken down. And Elizabeth Murren says, you can do anything with the Holy Spirit and YouTube. And I'm like, she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
You really can.
I almost expected her to go into a monologue or some kind of like rant, because like it seems like 90% of women who talk to the camera, they're doing it while doing their makeup.
Yes.
So I've actually kind of learned how to do makeup just by by watching videos, because you see, I don't know. Do you know why that is? Like, I don't know why instead of getting their makeup on first and then talking, they're like, I want you to watch me put my makeup on while I tell you about my day.
Yeah, it's a trend. It's something called Get Ready With Me.
Okay.
Right.
It's very popular.
It's very popular. Okay. So
it may pass.
So yeah, we may do a Get Ready With Me video for you.
Next episode, we'll just do my makeup while we're
exactly.
filming.
We'll be like, hey, get ready with me, and then all they do is they talk about either the makeup that they're putting on along with what's going on with their lives. It's sort of like it's
hanging out.
It's like hanging out. Yeah, it's almost, to be honest, it's a little bit of what you would see in the women's restroom.
I was about to say that. There must be some connection of women go to the restroom together.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's that social component of like getting ready with somebody else is like a casual way of hanging out.
It's just it's a camaraderie thing, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what the male equivalent is of that.
Oh.
Like
get ready with me.
Getting dressed in a locker room.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's not going to work. But okay, well, let's jump to the last video.
Okay, sounds good.
Ready with me.
Well, there's another. Yeah. So get ready. You were just talking about that.
I know, literally get ready with me.
Literally get ready.
She had to have been, what, 3 years old maybe?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
So cute.
I know my kids love costumes and just dressing up. It's just fun for them. Yeah, for that one, I'm torn because I used to think that makeup in general, like caring about fashion, makeup, clothing, stuff like that, I used to think it was just a sign of vanity. Like, yeah, you should do the bare minimum to look presentable. But when I had a daughter, like God showed me I was wrong.
Okay.
Because I saw her look at herself in the mirror. Like I bought her a princess dress and she put it on and looked in the mirror and she was just amazed at how beautiful she was.
Yeah.
And God just spoke to me and said, basically, I'm wrong. And said, like, see, like I am beautiful. I made you in my image, right? He's like, it's good for you to think that you're beautiful.
Right.
It's actually a sign of him to be drawn to beauty, to want to be beautiful, right? As a man, I don't relate as much directly. I think women may connect with God more on that level. But I was like, there's a bad version of everything. Just because there's a bad version doesn't mean that there's not a good version. And so, yeah, when I saw my daughter looking in the mirror, like 2 years old, wearing this princess dress, and she literally had to look away and like blushed because she was so amazed at how pretty she was. That's still actually the background on my phone. God just told me, like, beauty's a good thing. Yeah. And I designed you to want to be beautiful, to enjoy beauty. And I just had to repent from that because I used to just kind of subconsciously judge people a little bit. Like, you shouldn't care so much. And God showed me he's the one who invented fashion. He's the one who invented beauty. He invented all these wonderful things. And so, yeah, there's a negative version that's tied to pride, but there's a good version that's just enjoying it, right? It's kind of like you said, like it's an art. It's not just about
really is,
it's not just about what other people think about you. It's like, no, it's an art form. Like, again, I've spoken with a lot of people who are drawn to fashion and they felt that as a Christian, they should give that up because that's not a Christian pursuit. And I was able to encourage them, like, no, like God's the one who invented fashion. He made the first clothes, right? And so anyway, so now there is a balance in like at what age do kids, some people say like kids are growing up too quick, things like that. But I think it depends how you go about it, right? It's just kind of, are they having fun with it, or are they trying to act like adults, or do they just want to enjoy kind of doing what their mother does or something like that?
I think it's a lot, especially with her probably, it's more of like, wanting to be like mommy and be beautiful and stuff like that. So I would assume that parents that have kids that do that don't do it like on the daily, where they're literally leaving the house every day with makeup on, because there is a complex that you might develop after that too, is that you can't function without makeup,
right?
And that's the other end of the spectrum that you're talking about, where are we developing, these children to believe that unless I have my lipstick on, which by the way, that was a great shade on you.
Very encouraging.
My lipstick on and and my ponytail and my outfit and my perfume, that I can't leave the house. I mean, I would hope that, the following day she was outside playing in the dirt, something like that. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I've learned to appreciate a lot of things that I used to think were a waste of time. It's like, why can't that be a valid hobby, something that you enjoy, that you just not take pride in the sense of pride, but just like enjoy the fact that you're good at something. And I mean, yeah, it's why not just enjoy it? Because even like say bodybuilders, right? I used to feel condemned for being ripped.
Well,
like, I'm a stumbling block for so many people.
Oh, so
it's
many.
Terrible.
No,
but
yes.
but it's kind of like why not just like, I don't know. I see a lot of things as like that can be a good thing. Like just enjoy it. Just enjoy doing the things that you're excited about.
Yeah.
And just embrace it, but do it with God, and so that you don't get sucked into some of the negative versions of it. But there's no reason to assume that it's always negative.
Yeah, I think when it becomes a little bit too much of an obsession, something that you probably have too much of your identity based in, that if you didn't have this, you would be lost forever.
Right.
Which, as a performer, I mean, to be completely honest, every time I catch a cold and I lose my voice, I'm like, this is it, guys. What if my voice doesn't come back? I'm ruined. But I've had to have talks with God, like, Lord, what will we do if I can't sing anymore? And he'll be like, you're still going to be amazing and you're
maybe-
still going to be a gift to people. So calm down.
You did say there was more than one reason why actors were a little crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Because it's like, this is our instrument, you know.
Right.
A lot of people can put down a trumpet or,
Yeah.
you know, put down a guitar, but this is,
Yeah.
I am the instrument, you
Yeah.
know. So
I was talking with my wife about that recently. I was like, some instruments, you know, you can play the rest of your life. And so, like, if somebody pursues dance, you probably at some point will decline, you know, probably like what,
Yeah,
late 20s, early
wear and
30s,
tear,
something.
yeah.
Where, just you can't do it for life. Some hobbies you can get better at the rest of your life. Like if you're a writer, you can probably just get better at writing
or painting.
for decades. But then some people are choosing to invest in something where it's like, this is going to peak very early on in my life, and then depends on what it is, right? But
Yeah, but
if-
dancing was a good example of
yeah,
that.
dancing or whatever, maybe something like that. Acting, I think people can get better and better as time goes on.
Well, I mean, the roles evolve
yeah.
as well. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's interesting factors there too.
It is weird to see actors who I grew up with and they were young, and now you see them as like the grandparent.
Yes,
you know, and
or
you're
the
like,
guide, or the
Yeah,
the
then-
villain even. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, there's one thing I was going to mention, but I totally forgot. So I'm going to jump into some questions. with
Okay,
you.
cool.
And so, so you mentioned earlier, like you've been in performing arts. That's been your career. You worked different places. You were in New York, Disney, the Holy Land, stuff like that. So how would you recommend getting into that world?
Oh, my parents did a great job in sort of exposing me to more musicals. I had a wonderful aunt that would show me all of like the 1940, like Singing in the Rain, The Sound of Music. I think the more you expose yourself to that art form and then find opportunities to give yourself permission to suck, like go to an acting class, you know, you got to start somewhere. You're not going to be amazing right off the bat. So definitely taking classes. There are various types of classes that you can take pertaining to the performing arts. There's even nuanced classes like voiceover acting or just the art of auditioning. In general, there are classes for that. So I think the more you apply yourself to things like that and give yourself opportunities, like the first video we saw where she showed up to the audition, the more you show up, the more opportunity you'll get to practice, to, you know, like these little girls that have been practicing makeup and watching tutorials, applying themselves to what it is that they want to do.
So I think a lot of Christians, I think everybody does, I think a lot of people do this, but especially Christians will use the cop out and say, if God's given me a gift, that's enough. And so some people are like, well, no, this is a gift from God, it's my calling. And so all I need is doors to open. But I think you put in the work. And so like, what's the balance? And even Elizabeth and I were talking about this, how like on some talent shows, it's like on the one hand, you want to encourage your children, but on the other hand, who's going to be honest with them and say like, you're not going to be the next pop star. And so like, where do you think the balance is of like having a calling and a passion, but also putting in the work to say, I'm going to take my natural talent and take it to the next level?
I think the natural talent, like, I think I want to specify and say it's not just a natural talent, but a gifting or an anointing for it. And I only want to put those in two camps because sometimes there are talented people that can do an array of things, but none of those things bring them joy. You know, so they, you know, unfortunately or fortunately, because they are so talented, need to find that one thing that does bring them joy. So that's their type of journey that they have to go to. And then there are people that absolutely love, there's something inside of them, their baby leaps when they see, you know, this particular art form, for example. And although they may not be necessarily the most talented, if they apply themselves and work hard, they will become extremely skilled in that realm to where they can do it. But you asked about the balance of, okay, honey, you're not going to be a pop singer. We need to find something else for you. I mean, you do need those people in your life, to be honest, because if not, you know, you're going to get out there into the real world and then you're just going to get smacked real hard. So I think it definitely takes parents like mine, for example, to be like, okay, you know, you're good at this, but even my parents had to put me in check sometimes because I was very naturally talented to the point where I got lazy about developing my skill. And then other people who worked hard at their skill eventually were surpassing me. And it was because I wasn't applying myself as much as I should have. So it does take, you know, good parents to really see the development of their child to tell whether or not they are applying themselves, you know, in the right place. Because it could be that, hey, you love being a pop star, right? But you may not be that talented. But it could be that you don't necessarily want to be the pop star. You maybe want to produce that pop star.
Yeah.
But it doesn't click in that way until you are exposed to something like that, where suddenly you're like, wait a minute, I don't have to be, my friend can be the pop star. Okay, this is what you're going to do. And then suddenly they are, you know, the videographer, they are the director, they are everything. And they find out that that is the true niche of what it is that they actually love to do.
Yeah.
So
I think the passion takes it to another level, really, because when you see, like in any field, it seems like even sports, anything, that when the talent matches passion and the work ethic, it's when it really comes through. Because even like with worship leaders, because I've always noticed it's not just who has the best voice, but it comes through when somebody's like truly worshiping God, when they really know God and their hearts, you know, they're truly leading by example, right? So it's not just I'm singing a song and you're following, but it's I'm worshiping God and come along, sing with me. It takes it to a whole nother level where even if it's someone slightly less talented, but they have this amazing heart, that's more fun than if somebody's more talented, but you can tell that they're just there for the paycheck or something like that. But I think that passion really comes through. Some people love what they do. Like even actors, I like to watch interviews with actors and directors and writers and all kinds of people. And I love, my favorite ones are the ones who, when they talk about it, their eyes light up.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, I am so excited. Like, I love acting. And they talk about what they learn and like the different areas they're growing and stretching and pushing themselves and how they learn certain things. And I think the passion just kind of comes through. Some people phone it in after a while.
Yeah, it's very true. They just get kind of jaded, but something needs to reignite. But I was watching a video, thanks internet. I was watching a video about how if you are genuinely passionate or excited about something, even if that other person isn't passionate or excited about that particular topic, the more passion that the person is communicating to their audience, eventually the same place in the person that is passionate about the topic, the same place in their brain lights up. And eventually, as they're communicating it, because they are so passionate, the audience's brain, the same place lights up as well. So it's just, passion is contagious is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's why I love such a wide variety of how-to books or videos, things like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can get excited about anything as long as the person teaching me loves it.
Exactly.
Like one of my favorite books, and this will be weird, but it's actually How to Fly Helicopters.
Really?
And I don't know how to fly a helicopter. I know in theory because of this book.
Right.
But the guy writing it loved helicopters so much that it just came through. And I was like, this is so amazing. Like I couldn't put it down. Yeah. Because just the passion came through. And for a while I was wanting to do that. I was thinking about becoming a helicopter pilot. But just the book itself, I was like, I can learn about anything. Like if someone loves their craft, it is so exciting to hear about, and it just comes through because, anyway, I could talk about this for hours, but we'll pick up next episode. So thanks for joining us. Tomorrow we're going to finish this while the second half of this interview, discussion, conversation, I don't know what it is. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.